This is paragraph 2. And let's just do a quick reading of this. What are the characteristics of water? We talked about polarity already. So let's begin. The sticky property of water is called cohesion. The cohesion between water molecules is so strong that when they come in contact with another substance, such as air, the water molecules at the surface create a sticky skin. Think about that for just a minute. And let's just get this marked right now. Cohesion, pretty simply, polarity. Polarity causes cohesion. So cohesion is caused by polarity. And if you remember, we had a water molecule that looked something like this. 2 hydrogen atoms connected to 1 oxygen atom. And we had positive charges up here. And we had negative charges down here. And this was the H2O molecule. This is the water molecule. So we have a slight positive charge on the hydrogen side. And we have a slight negative charge on the oxygen side. What about this idea of molecules being in contact with air? For now, just notice that when water molecules come in contact with air, whether it's on the surface of a pond, or whether it's a little drop on a leaflet, or whether it's a drop coming out of a dropper, where water molecules come in contact with air, there is surface tension. Okay, so let's go on. Water has a high surface tension. These bonds are so strong that they can support the weight of insects such as water striders. Surface tension suspends striders as they move across the surface of water without sinking. Key idea here being suspends. And what does that mean? That means holds up or lifts up. Okay? So let's take a look at a couple of sketches that will help with this. So we recall from our video for paragraph 1 that oxygen has 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons. So it has 8 positive charges and 8 negative charges. Each hydrogen atom has 1 proton, 1 neutron, 1 electron. So that's 1 positive, 1 negative, and there are 2 of those. So the 2 hydrogen atoms bring 2 electrons to oxygen's outer shell. Now, with oxygen's outer shell full of electrons, that gives oxygen 2 electrons on the inner energy level and 8 on energy level 2 because it has kind of taken over the 2 electrons shared by the hydrogen atoms. And so now we have the hydrogen atoms, which share their electrons with oxygen, giving away 2 electrons. Oxygen now has 10 electrons and 8 protons because hydrogen shared its 2 electrons, which gives us a net charge of -2. Hydrogen now has 2 protons but has given away its electrons. So these have a net charge of +2. And what we actually have, we have a positive region on the molecule where the hydrogen atoms are. And we have a negatively charged region on the molecule where oxygen is. This is an interesting phenomenon, and this is what brings about polarity. This is also what brings about this molecule that behaves like a little magnet, because these 2 hydrogen molecules create a positive charged region wherever the hydrogen molecules are attached to the oxygen molecule. And then remember, this is 3D. Remember, this is a sphere. So there's a backside to the oxygen molecule. There's a front side, a bottom side. And these 2 hydrogen atoms are always very close together. Wherever they're bonded to the oxygen atom, the hydrogen atoms are very close together. So the entire rest of the molecule, the entire rest of the hydrogen region of the molecule is negatively charged. Again, because water has polar qualities, and we understand that water has an overall neutral charge. However, the hydrogen side is slightly positive and the oxygen side is slightly negative. And so what we get is this phenomena where these water molecules want to stick together. And so they come together and like little magnets, and they stick to one another. The polarity of the molecules causes this cohesion, which is what makes water behave the way that it does in this manner where molecules and water droplets even want to stick together. Let's come back to our paragraph and make sure we have everything marked. So with your green colored pencil, let's check our descriptions. The sticky property of water is called cohesion. And we have it tagged here with polarity, but we also want just a little bit more of a description. And so let's just also put here that cohesion is H2O molecules sticking together. Okay, the cohesion between water molecules is so strong that when they come in contact with another substance, such as air, the water molecules at the surface create a sticky skin. This is going to wind up being a double underline with green for a description, but it's also a main idea. So would you go ahead and get green underneath this whole statement? And then let's look at surface tension. So what is surface tension? This is also surface tension. This sticky skin that's created by cohesion, that's ultimately created by polarity. Okay, and then suspends, we already have this tagged. What does it mean to suspend, to hold up, or to lift up? Like the water strider. So, for example, water strider, also paper clip, also pepper in spicy water, etc., and so forth. With your blue colored pencil, let's mark the main ideas. The cohesion between water molecules is so strong that when they come in contact with another substance, such as air, we're going to talk about this, and we already talked about it, the water molecules at the surface create a sticky skin. This is known as surface tension. Water has high surface tension compared with other substances. Its bonds are so strong they support the weight of insects such as water striders, and we've got that finished up. So much for paragraph 2. Make sure you have these sketches. There's a lot of marking in this paragraph. There were quite a few sketches we used. You need to get these sketches all down on the back of your readings and get your margin notes and your keywords, descriptions, and main ideas marked.